Welcome back to episode 4 of the Sandy Mountains podcast, name pending. Well, not the podcast, the name of the episode. It's pending. We'll figure it out sometime during the recording. Trademark. So, what do we got new this week?
Well, I finally watched John Wick 4.
Nice.
It was a good movie. Oh my god. I loved it so much better than 3 because of the choreography.
Yeah, 3 was kind of a mess. I mean, it had the action, but the action wasn't great, and the movie itself just felt a bit too long and generic, and there was nothing really like interesting about 3. But yeah, 4, okay. Before we start talking about 4, spoilers.
I was gonna say, yeah. We're just kind of going into it.
No, spoilers for 4. So if you've gone
3
this far,
and 2 and 1, and in general, if you have not seen the John Wick movies, pause now, go watch them, come back, unpause, and then you won't get spoiled.
We'll wait. Just if you press pause, you can think of us just waiting for you to watch the movies.
Yeah, we'll wait right now. Here.
And that's been the episode. No, but all right, let's go into John Wick 4. What did you like? What did you not like?
First and foremost, I like, like I said, the choreography. I liked how just the movements were, the fight scenes were. I didn't like 3 because, 3 was my least. I liked 3. I just think it was my least favorite one because like the way people were fighting, it's like it felt like everyone was tired.
Yeah, well, the man hasn't slept in like a month.
Not just him.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Everyone else, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this, and that makes sense. That checks out. It's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. From a story perspective, he's a tired man. Mr. Wick is very exhausted.
Yeah, like I agree. I think 3 as a movie is a pretty good movie, but like it's coming off the back of John Wick 1 and 2, which I loved both of those. So in comparison, it's not as good, but as its own thing, it's pretty good.
What's it doing on the back stuff?
It's you know what it's doing. You heard me.
Say it.
No, you say it.
Coming.
But yeah, there's John Wick 4.
Okay, we talked about this and how unrealistic a blind man.
Yes, Donnie Yen. I love Donnie Yen.
Is that his name?
Well, his name in real life.
What is he in? Like, I feel like I've seen him in other movies, but I can't remember them.
I want to say he's the main guy in Ip Man.
You mean IP Man?
IP Man? Ip Man?
Ip. Ip Man.
I think that's him. He's in a lot of like action,
like fighting
kung fu movies.
Kung fu, yeah. He's a blind man.
It turns out I'm like super racist, and he's not in any of those. He's in like romantic comedies.
He's in like generic American movies,
yeah,
rather than actual kung fu fighting movies.
But yeah, Donnie Yen's great. But I can't just imagine just a blind dude is the biggest threat in the John Wick universe. I just can't.
So he was basically like a different John Wick.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like about it. Like each movie is like, who are we gonna use to be John Wick? I got the guy. And then that guy sucks. And
that guy gets bodied.
Second time, they're like, I know the guy. That guy gets bodied. Third movie, no. The guy gets bodied.
Every single movie, someone's getting bodied. Well, they explained that in 4.
Really?
How it's like if we kill... I already forgot his name.
The Marquis?
Marquis, yeah. If we kill him, he's just going to get replaced with someone else.
Yeah.
So, and I believe they compared it with Hercules and the Hydra.
Yeah.
And the cutting of the head and the snakes and all that. So that was like, oh, okay, so these guys aren't... They're like expendable.
Yeah, the high table. Another thing I didn't like is... Okay, so in the second movie, where like a lot of the world building happened, and the first movie had a ton of it too,
mm-hmm.
I don't like that each movie there's like a higher power to whatever this... I liked it back when it was just like, you have the Continental, and each country has their own Continental. And then 3, they introduced the high table.
And no one's above the high table.
Yeah, and then they introduced the Marquis, which is like directly under the high table. Like, I think it's just... You're going too much. We're at the point where like 99% of the world's population is a secret assassin.
Oh yeah, isn't it basically like during the fight scene in France?
Yeah,
it's like, hey there. What? By the way, oh my god, I loved how they introduced the the black
Warriors
woman, the
thing,
DJ. Yeah, and how it was like a reference to Warriors. As soon as the camera got close up on her, like like
face.
below the nose,
Yeah.
kind of like in that area, coming up on the mic, I immediately knew. I was like, oh, that's from the Warriors. I love this. And they even used the same song, except the different like year that song was put out.
Okay.
I loved it. Nowhere to run to copyright.
But yeah, I just like whenever it shows in Paris and then like the entire block checks their phone, sees like John Wick has a hit out on him. It's like, okay, so like,
So who's normal?
who's normal in this world? Is it more rare to find like a normal guy in this world?
He's like, hey, you done that work? Yeah, just went out murdering a guy. Oh, me too. You too. They all just all the tables. They just push them together at a restaurant.
Yeah, and I think that happened in the third movie too. In the second one, from what I remember, it made a little bit more sense because it was just like a few people who saw the bounty, and it's like, okay, these guys are like their secret assassin, and the rest is regular population. But then the ending of the second one, when what was his name? Winston. Yeah, I was gonna say Wilbur.
Wilbur.
When Winston is like, oh yeah, I have my own people who can like who listen
Everyone
to
in
me.
that whole
and
city.
everyone in that entire block. Yeah, it's like, all right, it's a bit much.
Yeah, I thought this was supposed to be a secret. If everyone's an assassin,
No one's an assassin.
yeah, but they all know of each other, then where's the secrecy? Where's
Yeah.
the under the table or this secret order, whatever?
Yeah, I liked it more when it was just like a secret order instead of the entire world.
I love the King of Beggars. I don't know his name in the movie.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, but what's his name? I
Lawrence
think it's just
Fishburne.
King, right? Lawrence. Yes, that is his name. I think his name is King.
I believe it.
Morpheus.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I love that family.
Yeah,
You know how there's family, there's the friend.
Lawrence
Hold on,
Fishburne
sorry.
kills it.
Excuse me. I like how it's like there's the French one, there's the Spaniard one. Spaniard I think was second movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the first one was Russians. The third one was I can't remember what the third one.
third one was like all around the world.
Yeah, and then like fourth one you're introducing Japan and
And France.
and France again, yeah. And I love how like Lawrence Fishburne or King, I guess. His is just the homeless.
Yeah, his homeless society.
And then when John Wick, I forgot what movie it was. I think it was in the second one. John Wick comes up to one of the homeless people. Is like, "Take me to him."
That's it. It's second one.
Yeah.
Wait. Third, second, third,
No, second,
second.
because I think that's when they introduce.
Yeah, it's when whenever he first like go. Yeah. He's like all wounded, and then he hides under the homeless man's blanket.
I like how the homeless man is like, "Hey man, spare some pew pew," like
That
drops
part was,
them.
That part was really cool.
Yeah. And then his squad comes, does cleanup.
Oh, I missed the thing too in the first movie where like you would have the coins, and then whenever you'd kill someone, you'd call like the janitor dude. And he's like,
Oh yeah,
he's like table for 11, or whatever.
I need a reservation.
Yeah, that's what it
Something,
was.
something. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I loved the first one.
The cop. Hey John, you working again?
Yeah. You working tonight? Yeah. All right, see ya, John. He knows. He knows.
Yeah, I love
He don't
all
want no
that
smoke.
stuff. So, like, going by John Wick 3 and 4 rules, and to some extent 2, that cop was also working for that secret order of assassins.
Oh, right, because if he knows, then at some point he was probably... Either he's currently working or
Yeah.
used to.
Yeah, that's what I mean
Well,
by
wait,
it's
you
a
can't
bit
used
much.
to.
What?
Because, so in my head I was thinking,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cop used to work, but you can't do that. You're in.
No, John Wick left at one point.
That's John, though.
Yeah, but
He's allowed that because he could murder the world.
there's a way to get out.
They give you like an impossible task, something like that.
I think so. I don't know.
That was the
man.
plot of the first one.
It gets so convoluted.
Because I've been watching a lot of like random clips from all four of the movies, and the mob boss, Russian mob boss, his name is Vigo. Vigo's like, I gave him an impossible task, and he did it. The amount of bodies they laid that day laid the foundation of our. That's him explaining to his son
Okay.
why he's an idiot.
I just feel like they went over the rails, like just make it more and more hype each time, but in the process of doing that, it just
Only to fight a blind man.
look.
I loved it. I liked it. It's like mythology. This is the big mythology of John Wick. It's not I understand that it's obviously it's fake. Like it's not. You can't have a blind man predict someone about to shoot you from like 50 meters away. That was funny. That ending, by the way. That I think about it now. I reflect on it, and I'm like, how did he? I don't know.
Oh, whenever they're having the standoff,
The duel.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how would you know? How would you know? How would you aim? What? Just shoot straight? So just crouch then.
Yeah. If John just crouched, GG.
John just like lays down on his back. He's like, okay, I'm ready. And then he, pulls out the gun, shoots forward. He's gonna miss.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's just so much.
I think if a movie is, I guess, if a story is written good enough, you can ignore things like that. You can look past it. You can look past things like that. Same with games. There's games that are like, it's whatever, story. But then it's like, gameplay's so fun. It's well written. You could just overlook things like that.
Yeah, and then there's the opposite, where the gameplay's so bad, but the story's so good that you're able to look past the shit gameplay.
I thought you were gonna I thought we were gonna go back to Last of Us 2.
No.
I thought you were gonna be like, and then there's the opposite, where the story is so trash and the gameplay is not so trash.
But you still can't be bothered. Jesus.
Damn you, Neil! You ruined everything. We're 4 episodes in. We're already looping back.
You can't.
Excuse me.
Just need a minute. You brought up Last of Us 2. We just need a minute.
I'm gonna have a cigarette. I'll be right back. I need to vent out my frustrations.
You
want to have a drink? Like you want to drink our sorrows right now?
Like you didn't need to turn it into a franchise.
You didn't need to. But he did it, though.
Didn't need a sequel. It had, like, a great ending for what it was.
Could have had, like, a little expansion, maybe.
Could have been an anthology, just brand new characters.
Could have had just Dina and...
Yes.
I don't know who else is in them.
Instead,
I don't know who else is in that game.
Your forced revenge plot is...
You one-trick pony, Neil. You can only do one thing. Stop trying to be 2 things. You can only be one thing. Neil. Cabron. Pendejo. That's all he knows.
Was it Manny? That was his name?
Yeah.
Might as well named him like Juan.
That's my brother. Hey, we're hermanos. Here's Jose.
Yeah.
Throw in a word
of
English words. Throw in one Spanish word.
The sentence is all in English, and then he'll eventually put like "sí" in there.
It's like, how are you doing, friend? I'm doing well. Pendejo.
So, oh my god. All right, let's go back to John.
Back to John Wick 4. Sorry for that tangent. It's like a nightmare that you can't shake off your head.
Yeah, it's like a whole what could have been. Like, imagine if Bruce was still there for Last of Us 2.
Who's Bruce again?
Bruce Straley. He was the co-director for the first game with Neil.
Sorry, my brain's going numb.
It's all good.
I think I smell toast.
Nah.
I forgot there was two writers. What were we talking about? John Wick 4. We could talk about the ending. Oh, dude, the stairs.
The stairs. Oh, yeah.
That part was messed up.
Like, dude, just stop rolling. You're intentionally throwing yourself at one point.
You just keep rolling.
At one point, he was like doing it on purpose. You could tell.
The first time, I was like, "Oh, that's fucked up," and then he gets kicked down again. That's fucked up, you bastard.
That was a little goofy.
John, Kane, hey, what you doing, bud? Oh, we didn't talk about the not Halle Berry,
the dog man.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Oh, Nobody.
Nobody, yeah.
Yeah.
He was alright.
I liked him. I really did. I didn't like the part where he gets stabbed in the hand.
Oh, and then he like rips
but then he kind of gets like, I thought he was like stern, like, and then he just became got all scared. That part kind of was like, you made him look like a beach.
No, I like that because he's not just another like hardened assassin who's like has no emotion, some sociopath. You can tell like
he's got feelings.
He like that actually hurts, but he wants to do something. He wants to get paid.
That's fair. Loved his gun.
Oh yeah, the gun was sick.
Okay, so I like lever actions.
Yeah.
I just because they're old. I usually like old stuff. Even guns, knives, whatever. It's old. I'm probably gonna like it. Even clothes and stuff. And usually I don't like modernized lever actions. They look weird, but he made me love them.
So
now I'm
it
gonna
was-
want one because
I
of
thought
him.
It was really cool. I thought his gun
Yeah.
was really cool.
The
His
barrel's
dog-
like cut down in half. It's like a little shorty.
Yeah.
I love it.
I loved his dog. I don't know. I
His
felt like
dog
he
was
didn't
awesome.
add much to the story. It felt like just kind of like a last minute thought. I feel like he wasn't like fleshed out enough.
I will agree with that. I liked him as a character, but I wish there was more to him
Yeah.
than just a guy who's good at tracking John.
Yeah, I feel like if he had more to his character, I'd like him more. As it is now, I think he's just okay. All right, real quick. Let's talk about everyone's favorite part of the whole movie.
Oh no.
Where it turns into like John Wick, like the game where it becomes top down and he has the
God.
a dragon's breath shotgun.
I forgot that part. That part was the best shit
Everyone's
ever.
favorite scene in
I
the whole movie.
completely forgot that scene happened. It was so good. It was like a video game. It was top down.
Because I think there's an actual John Wick game and it's top down.
Really?
I think it's called John Wick Hex.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
It was like one of those old where you use the analog to move.
Yeah, twin
use
stick
the-
shooter.
Yeah. Oh, that was such a good part.
That was and then you see the dragon's breath just like clearing the rooms.
Yeah.
That part, that was, I guess, everyone's favorite part of the movie. No contest for me.
That part was
And then Mr. Krabs was there. He was the
Which one was Mr.
mediator
Krabs?
guy.
Was that Mr. Krabs?
That's Mr. Krabs.
I forgot that I think you told me that, or someone told me that his actor is in the movie.
Yeah, that was
But
him.
I couldn't find him. I was like, where the hell is he? Which one is he?
Yeah, he's the
And it's-
mediator.
It's the thing. It's the guy from the table.
Yeah.
Wait, is he from the table? Or
I
is he
think
more
he's like the referee for the round table or something. Like he refs all their like football games or something.
like dual? All their he's like foul, offsides.
So how amazing would it be when they're like setting the rules? Like, oh, we're gonna meet at this cathedral. We're gonna form of combat duel, and then like John Wick pulls out like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck because they're gonna duel.
Oh, that's right. Will it be guns or knives? Cards.
Yeah. I'm thinking, Marquis, I got you with Exodia.
Exodia.
And then he's like, no, John Wick, you can't do his Exodia.
That is banned. No, it's not. I do.
No rule.
Mr.
format.
Krabs is like, I have the rule book right here.
He's like, no, John Wick, it's impossible. And he's like, Exodia, obliterate.
nuts. Exodia, nuts.
Yeah.
Just bites his on the nads.
But yeah, what else was that? Oh, the German guy. The big fat German guy.
He was cool. I loved him.
I couldn't stop laughing.
With the death scene.
No, just anytime he was on screen, I would just.
Oh, I liked him. I
was-
liked him as a character. The fat, gluttonous, like, mob boss.
know.
I liked it. It was funny.
There's no way he's a threat.
He was...
The blind man is guaranteed more of a threat in a real world situation too.
I mean, he's like gluttony. He's like supposed to be
I know,
fat
but he just
cat
looked goofy.
type. Yeah,
His
that's
purple
true.
suit that was way too small on him. I just laughed
I
the
liked
whole
it.
time.
I liked it.
No, he was cool. I just thought he looked.
I like the
funny.
fight scene.
Yeah, the fight went off.
I
Dude, that man
imagine-
took some hits though.
Sorry, say again.
The man took some hits. He was getting beaten around,
I
thrown off
like-
buildings.
I like that he was strong.
He was.
I like that
strong,
he
but,
wasn't
like,
just like. I mean, he did kind of cower out a couple times, but
Many
he
times.
stood his ground.
Yeah.
He clotheslined John.
He invested all his stats into defense because if you like watch it again, that man took a lot of hits.
He got dropped. He still got back up.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the club scene. How they're fighting and people are still dancing. It's like a club.
How many times are they gonna do that scene?
I
That was like the third time they did it.
Really?
One,
Well, I know
2,
there
and
was
4.
one. What was the second one?
The first movie did it.
Yeah, I know the first one did it.
The second movie did it whenever he goes and like assassinates the girl, and then as he's leaving,
Okay, so he did. So this may be the third time.
3 probably did it too. I don't know. I can't remember 3.
Yeah, I didn't really remember much from
Yeah.
the third movie.
I just remember how
three was of a.
They go to Dubai. I want to say it's Dubai or Afghanistan. I don't know.
Some insert Arab country here. Some form of Eastern?
Middle East.
Some form of Middle Eastern. I don't know why I said Arab country. Some form of Middle Eastern country with hookah.
Yeah, and it's,
That's what you do. That's the traits.
Yeah.
Or like the I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. What
You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're not trying to say.
Hookah.
Yes.
Middle Eastern country. Put a hookah right next to him.
Exactly.
Give him a turban.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Give him a turban. Put a hookah. Maybe a couple belly dancers here and there.
Have him sit down on pillows. They haven't heard of chairs or tables.
Put a couple Persian carpets everywhere. Persian rugs.
In the middle of just these deserts. You could say in the middle of some sandy mountains.
Yeah. And that's how it ends. That's all we have now. It's just end credits. Oh, speaking of end credits, that
2-second end credit scene.
See, okay, I like that. What I didn't like is how I had to wait for that.
Yeah.
I would have liked it if, spoiler alert, John dies. What I would have preferred is after,
Or does he?
oh shit,
John Wick 5.
cut this out. Okay. Like, I would have just preferred it to be at the end. Why'd you make me wait for that? What was I mean, maybe it's their way of, like, having people actually read the end credits, because some people just see the end of the movie and leave, you know? Which I get, but also
fine. At least it wasn't something, like, crucial, like a huge plot point that was, like, setting up a sequel or anything. Oh, it could be setting up a sequel. Like with
he dies.
The new girl being the new main character,
being the new John Wick.
Yeah.
What was her name again? I don't remember her name.
Japanese
why did her dad? Well, I guess her dad was trying to stop Kane, the Japanese guy.
Why did? Yeah, he could have just like sat there. You know, he's like Kane wasn't gonna kill him.
I think he was trying to slow him down.
Whatever.
By possibly killing him.
I did not like that entire Japan sequence.
Oh,
like when the guy takes the arrow to his arm, and then it's just a little bit much.
Does it go through his arm? I can't remember. Or does it bounce off because he's got armor?
No, it goes like it impales his arm, and then he just like breaks it off.
I think that's how it works. Oh well, yeah. I think it does. It is how it works. If you get shot with an arrow, you have to. If it goes fully through, break one side, pull out the other. Yeah.
I don't know that entire Japan scene. I was not a fan of. Like when John is rolling through the broken glass and
and not Kane a single cut. Kane can't find.
You can't hear him. He's like, "John, are you dead?" And you just hear. No, I mean yes, I'm dead.
John, are you dead?
Here's
like that's the noise he makes.
Here's him reloading the gun and breathing heavily. Are you dead, John? Yeah. You can.
Yeah, the John.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I guess he's dead. Wait a second.
I do not like everything after the Japan scene. I loved. Before I was kind of.
I love that scene. I like the arrows. The falling of arrows.
Yeah,
and
you
katanas.
got a bunch of guys with like SMGs and shit, and
with
like,
M16s and you name it, some form of ARs, whatever, and then arrows.
Arrows and katanas. Yeah, did them
and gis. Do you see what they're wearing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the whole point is that it's armored, right?
Yeah,
everything is armored.
It didn't do them many favors because they all got bodied.
They did. Why didn't they just tear gas it?
Why didn't they just use guns?
Why didn't they just blow up the
building?
building?
Setup was cool. Whenever like he's like, "Oh, get the weapons. You know, be prepared to deal with these guests."
That I love.
They're doing the setup, and then it's like they're all like grabbing their weapons from and
like the meat lockers and
stuff.
Yeah,
that part was cool. Like the whole, and then the fight happens, and I just like kind of checked out for a minute.
Oh, I loved it. I like Nobody. How it introduced him. I like how they replaced Halle Berry. That's what he is.
Yeah,
Halle Berry was, black woman with dogs.
Yeah.
Now Nobody, black guy with dog.
Yeah. Well, and one of her dogs dies in John Wick 3, so she only has one dog. So it literally is.
So they they just got rid of her, brought him in.
Yeah. Which I don't really.
I liked him. I agree when you say that. Like, I wish he had more. I wish there was more. Like,
he definitely deserved more.
Yeah, I like his character. I liked his like shtick. How it's like he looks like a drifter, kind of like almost like a bum, but he's not really a bum.
Yeah, I honestly thought the whole time he was with that homeless society, but no, he was just his own.
That would have been cool if like.
He's
so
Larry
like the
Fishburne's
Rusky,
younger brother.
Wait, did you say John Wick's brother?
No, Lawrence Fishburne's character's younger brother.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh man, contact us.
I think that would have been much. Nah.
Director of John Wick 5, please call us up. Sandy Mountains at
gmail.com.
AOL.com.
And we
Dial-up.
take payment in forms of Venmo, Zelle, cash, card,
Gold bars.
check, gold bars too. Yeah,
I want some gold. No, you know what? I want gold coins. I want to feel like a monarch.
You can give us Apple Pay, Facebook Pay, whatever, man.
Take me out to dinner,
just
wine and dine
yeah,
me.
yeah, we'll do it for a nice dinner too.
Yeah, take me to a hotel room and yeah.
John Wick 5.
Starring me. Hey, how'd you get that role? Don't worry about it. Don't ask. How come you can't sit down right?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Maybe you should find your own answers.
Plague, you can contact us anytime.
Plague, if I want some of your commissions for research purposes. Plague is unhinged. We need to stop him. He still needs to be stopped.
We'll talk about Plague next time.
Okay.
Okay. Plague deserves his own episode.
Well, yeah, next week when we get him, when we bring him on.
Yeah, definitely.
Come to your house.
Yeah, we'll get Plague in the Discord call, and we'll.
No, he'll be here.
Oh yeah, he'll be here. We'll get him
Call
all
him
the
out.
way,
Hey, come out here, Plague.
all the way from whatever state he's in to whatever state we're in.
Some farmland. He's still on his farm, unhinged.
Losing his mind slowly with that crab from Dark Souls 3.
And still not fixing that damn fence. We remember, Plague. You think people forgot? You think we forgot about that fucking fence, Plague? We remember.
All right, real quick before our timer runs out. Last things about John Wick 4. What did you think about the Marquis, the Frenchman? I liked him a lot.
I liked him too.
I thought he played the role of like stupid villain, like not stupid, but like
like pompous snob villain.
like he
arrogant.
Yeah, arrogant.
Winston says it. It's like
he
you
has,
arrogant
like,
fool.
More money than he knows what to do with, to the point where people like give me $20 million. He's just like whatever.
Okay, yeah, here you go. Make it $40 million. All right. I like how he breaks his phone. Bring me another phone.
Yeah.
that's something like a rich man would do. Just break his phone, immediately call for another one, and then.
I love that. I think Bill Skarsgård. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Oh yeah, that's the
Pennywise the Clown.
That was Pennywise.
Yeah.
I love that.
He's also, I think, in Barbarian. And
he was in Barbarian?
yeah, have you seen Barbarian?
No.
Okay, anyone of our millions of viewers listening, if you have not seen Barbarian, go watch it. Don't look up anything about it. That movie is at its best when you're like completely in the dark. Go watch Barbarian.
Netflix or Hulu?
I watched it on HBO.
Max?
Yeah.
Like, not 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.
You don't want to go on HBO after 10 p.m.
Or you do.
Or you do if you're home.
Hey, those were the glory days.
Dude,
those were the beginning days.
Falling asleep to HBO, watching like fucking like Terminator 1 and 2.
Oh my god.
And then waking up at like 3 in the morning, you're like, yeah.
That's all you hear.
It's like,
I remember those days.
It's like super soft chords too, so you wouldn't really see.
All you see is like shirtless people.
Yeah.
And then cheeks. That's
Yeah.
all you see. And then all you hear is the sound.
What a channel.
Hey man.
How HBO has fallen from from that high quality content to The Last of Us TV series.
We didn't want that. We want more of softcore. We want.
And that's our time.
All right, and that's it. We'll talk more about softcore HBO next time
with Plague of Gripes.
With Plague of Gripes.
Thank you for tuning in to the Sandy Mountains podcast, and until next week, catchphrase.